نعم بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبع هدى أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So this is the second lesson. In the last lesson we mentioned that al-fi'lu verbs, they are divided into two broad parts, al-mujarrad and al-mazidu fihi. So in the last lesson we discussed al-mujarrad to some extent. In this lesson, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to discuss a bit about al-mazidu fihi. Now, the question is, what is al-mazidu fihi? Al-mazidu fihi, al-fi'lu al-mazidu fihi, is that verb that has at least one letter, whereby if you should take out that letter, the original meaning of the verb is preserved. If you remember, al-fi'lu al-mujarrad is that verb whereby if you should take out one of its letters, the meaning of that verb is lost. So in turn, al-mazidu fihi is that verb that has at least one letter, whereby if you take out that letter, the original meaning of the verb is preserved. Now this al-mazidu fihi is divided into two broad parts. We have al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi and al-mazidu fihi ala rubai. Al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi and al-mazidu fihi ala rubai. If you remember, we mentioned that we have what we call a thulathi and we have what we call a rubai, where we said that a thulathi is the verb that has three letters in its past tense form, al-madi, while a rubai is the verb that has four letters in its past tense form, that is al-madi. Now, this al-mazidu fihi could either be al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi and it could be al-mazidu fihi ala rubai. So what do we mean by al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi? It means that the verb was originally a thulathi. Then some additions happened to that verb and it became al-mazidu fihi afwan ala thulathi. Al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi. For instance, you have the verb dakhala. So originally the verb has three letters in its past tense form. You added hamza to the beginning of the word and it became adkhala. So adkhala here would be al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi. Why? Because dakhala is the original form, which is 3 in number. The letters are 3 in number, and you added something and it became 4. So you say al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi. Al-mazidu fihi ala rubai is that verb whereby it used to be 4 in number, like fa'alala. Okay, like zalzala. It used to be 4 in number, zalzala for instance. Then an addition took place and it became 5 or 6 as the case may be. So such a verb, you call it al-mazidu fihi ala rubai. That is the verb that addition has taken place whereby it used to be 4 in number. That's the meaning. So al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi, the verb that used to be 3 in number, the letters used to be 3 in number, then an addition took place. Al-mazidu fihi ala rubai, the verb that used to be 4 in number, then an addition took place. Now you see this al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi. At times the addition could be with one letter, like adkhala. At times the addition could be 2 letters, like in fataha. And at times the addition could be 3 letters, like istaghfaro. That is for al-mazidu fi ala thulathi. So it could be 1 letter, it could be 2 letters, it could be 3 letters that were added to the thulathi. Then al-mazidu fi ala rubai, it could be 1 letter that was added, like tazalzala. And at times it could be 2 letters that were added, like like ikusha'arra, like ikusha'arra. So this al-mazidu fihi ala rubai could be one letter, it could be two letters. It does not go beyond that, because a verb can never go beyond 6 letters. That is why al-mazidu fi ala thulathi did not go beyond additional 3 letters to make it 6, while al-mazidu fi ala rubai does not go beyond 2 letters to be added to make it 6. Now, if you look at Arabic letters or Arabic words, I mean to say, you would notice that originally it does not go beyond 3 letters and 4 letters. So either it is 3 letters originally or it is 4 letters originally. That is why if you look at a verb in Arabic language, you would notice that either it is in the form of fa'ala, or it's in the form of fa'ila, or it is in the form of fa'ula. We mentioned this in the last lesson. Or it is in the form of fa'ilala. You see this fa'ala, fa'ila, fa'ula, fa'ilala. This is what we call mizan as-sarf. Mizan as-sarf. It is the scale that we use to measure Arabic words. It is the scale that we use to measure Arabic words. That fa, we call it fa'ul kalima. That ayn, we call it aynul kalima. That lam, we call it lamul kalima. As for fa'alala, of course, you call the fa, fa'ul kalima. You call the ayn, aynul kalima. But the first lam, you call it lamul ula. That is the first lam. And you call the second one lamul thaniya, the second lam. So whatever word that you see in Arabic language, originally, either it is in the form of fa'ila, fa'ula, or fa'ala, or it's in the form of fa'alala. It does not go beyond that. So whenever you see a verb that goes beyond that, then you should be rest assured that a particular addition has taken place. But how do you identify that a particular word has an addition? That brings us to what we call az-zawaid. Az-zawaid. So we have what we call al-huruf az-zawaid. Letters that are used for addition. Letters that are used for addition. Whereby if you should see these letters in any kalima, in any word, you can start suspecting that letter to be an addition. So if you take out that letter from it and the original meaning is preserved, it means that letter is actually an addition. But if you take out that letter from the verb and the meaning of the verb is lost, then it means that letter, even though it is from the letters that we use for additions, it is not an addition in that particular word. So what are these letters? So the scholars have kept these letters in a particular sentence, and they will say sa'altumuniha, 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 sin, hamza, lam, noon, mim, waw, noon, ya, ha, and alif. So these are the letters that if you should see them in a particular kalima, you should suspect that this letter is an addition in this kalima. So an addition could also come in the form of tad'if. At-tad'if. At-tad'if means a kalima repeating itself twice. So addition could come from sa'altumuniha. An addition could come from tad'if, that is, to repeat a letter twice. For example, ad-roba, the verb ad-roba. Ad-roba. You see ad-roba, firstly, if I look at ad-roba, I would have seen that hamza is there. And hamza is from sa'altumuniha. So Hamza is from the letters that are used as additions for a particular kalima. So if I take out Hamza from it, I have do, ro, ba left. And do, ro, ba means to beat, which is the original meaning. It means that the original meaning is preserved even if I take out the Hamza. It means Hamza is an addition, and I will call Adroba Mazidun Fihi ala Thulathi, because originally it was 3, but 1 letter was added. So I'll call it Al Mazidu Fihi ala Thulathi. Another example is I'tarafa. I'tarafa. If you look at it, I can see 2 letters. I can see 2 letters that are from the letters of Sa'altumuniha. Firstly, I can see, let's just call it Alif. It's not Alif, but let's just call it Alif. The secondly, I can see Ta. So if I take out that Alif and I take out Ta, I have A, Ra, Fa left. A, Ra, Fa still preserves the original meaning of the verb. Therefore, that Alif and that Ta, they are actually additions. So since A, Ra, Fa is 3 in number, it means that this verb is also al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi. But this one, 2 letters were added to it. Remember we mentioned that al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi, either the addition is 1 or the addition is 2. So i'tarafa, this one the addition is 2. Another example is istaghfara. So inspecting istaghfara, I would have seen that the first 3 letters are from the letters of Sa'altumuniha. We have Alif there, we have Sin, we have Ta inside Sa'altumuniha. So it means that the original verb used to be Ghafara. So Ghafara still preserves the original meaning. It means that it used to be 3 in number. So I would also call this al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi. Remember we also mentioned that another way a letter could be al-mazidu fihi is at-tad'if. At-tad'if is when a letter is repeated twice, like kharraja. As you can see, the ra is repeated twice. It means that kharraja is also al-mazidu fihi. So what was repeated? Ra. If I take out that ra that was repeated, I am left with 3 letters. It means that it is also al-mazidu fihi ala thulathi. Another example, tazalzala. If I look at tazalzala, I would see that it has ta at the beginning. And this ta is from the letters of Sa'altumuniha. Ta. Sa'altumuniha ta. Okay. So, and this ta is in the beginning of tazalzala. So this tazalzala, if I take out the ta from it, I have zalzala left. And zalzala preserves the original meaning. But if I look at it, it is 4 in number, that is the letters there are 4 in number. So I am going to say it is al-mazidu fihi ala rubai. Mazidun fihi ala rubai. Okay, so these are the additions that we can have in a particular letter, and it does not go beyond that, either sa'altumuniha or tad'if. So هذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.